Hello everybody. So welcome back to Daisy's Corner first of all, and if it's your first time, welcome. So today's video is going to give you a little bit of maybe insight into what I like a bit more besides the bunny, obviously. But essentially today's video is about the release of the new Saw movie, Saw 10 or Saw X. And yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a long time coming, and I would say that, you know, to have this movie come back and have our main character, you know, played by Tobin Bell, come back. As soon as I heard he'd signed a contract, I was like, yes, I'm watching this. This has to be in my watch list at the movies. I have to go and see it in a cinema. So for me, big deal. But anyway, let's get into, first of all, what is Saw? Because you might ask yourself, what on earth is this? Essentially, Saw is a horror movie franchise. The first movie came out, I think it was 2004. And what happened was, this man named John Kramer, who got the nickname the Jigsaw Killer, essentially what he was doing was he would put people into what he called these games that would give people who maybe needed to be taught a lesson or who needed to redeem themselves, it would sort of give them an opportunity to do that in their lives. And if they survived, they would be forever changed, and they could then, you know, take that lesson and be a better person. And essentially John Kramer did this to a lot of people. So yeah, that's essentially the premise of the movie. So we haven't had John Kramer be in a movie in a long time, just because he dies in, I think it's the third or fourth movie. The story revolves around him having brain cancer, and essentially how he gets to this place where he believes that these games redeem people is John had a near-death experience after getting his cancer diagnosis, where he survived a car accident and he was redeemed, changed his whole perspective on life and death, absolutely different. And so he believes that if he puts other people through that they can also then be redeemed. And this is proven in his case with his one partner, Amanda. She successfully gets out of her game, her trap, whatever you want to call it, and she is very much redeemed. She is no longer a drug addict, and she helps Jigsaw with his project in helping redeem other people. So yeah, pretty good storyline. So that's what Saw is. Now let's move into how I discovered what Saw is. Okay, so now you might be asking yourself, Diane, how did you get involved in Saw? And if you're South African, you know that sometimes DSTV does these special promotions where they put up special content curated channels. So I think it was the end of 2018. There was a 100 movies you have to watch before you die kind of a channel. And there was 100 of the greatest movies ever made or something. And on this list was Saw. Now, I've seen the posters for the movies for years, but I never really realized what it was about or looked into it. And then I saw it and I was like, put it on for 10 minutes, see what it's about, see if you like it. And then as the credits were rolling in the beginning, I saw that James Wan was a director. And I was like, wow, the Conjuring dude directed this. It's going to be good. 2004 though, maybe, you know, we'll see. So I watch it. It's brilliant. The twist at the end, amazing. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking about the stories. So if you don't know the stories and you don't want them ruined, I would click away now, go watch them, come back to the video. But essentially for me, that end scene of Saw, where John Kramer stands up in the middle of the room and you realize the whole thing was a ruse, blew my mind. Never saw it coming, not at all. So for me, that was a big thing. I was very impressed. And then someone I knew ended up getting me or renting for us to watch movie 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5. I don't know, but there was quite a few. We sat like a whole day and we just watched them. So they were very good movies. And then we watched all of them. And essentially what happened was I just fell more in love with the story. And I loved that I had to listen to every word that came out of John Kramer's mouth. And that I had to, watch these people in these games that I think the games fascinated me the most. And the gore and whatever, sure, I like slasher movies, that's fine. But for me, it was about the ingenuity that people had to use to get out of the games. It was a bit of a brain teaser for me. So yeah, I really enjoyed them. And they are now so part of what I like. I watch them very frequently, I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially when we do marking and stuff, I put that stuff on in the background and I just let it play, and I watch here and there, and I can listen to it because I know the stories back to front. I can recite the script to you from any movie. Pick a minute, pick what happened, I can tell you what they say. So for me, those are like my favorite movies ever, pretty much, for slasher horror movie type genre, other horror movie subgenres, got my own favorites, but Saw has a special place in my heart. And yeah, so that's how I got into the Jigsaw movies. Hello everyone, so we are here tonight to watch the new Saw movie, Saw X, Saw 10. It's gonna be gory, it's gonna be amazing. The trailer's awesome, go check it out, there's a link in the description down below. We are here at Mainland watching it. I am here with my brother. He does not wish to be on camera, so we will not probably violate him. But yeah, anyways, let me know what your favorite Saw movie is down below, and I'll check in when we're done watching. Okay everybody, sorry this footage is probably horrible. I am home, as you can see by the change of background. I am going to give a quick summary here, but yeah, you'll get a more in-depth interview tomorrow. Just peep the shirt, so cool. I had to wear all my friends to the movie, so yeah. I can say, is this movie the best Saw movie they've ever made? No. I still have my favorites. But this is top 3 for me. I thought it was brilliantly executed. The traps were brilliant. The storyline was good, and they revisited some stuff that I thought we could have used some clarification or some enlightenment to some characters. So yeah, I was sufficiently impressed, but I will discuss everything in more detail with you. For me, which is tomorrow, but for you, which is with the power of editing right now. Enjoy. Okay everybody, so I am back. Obviously we went to watch Saw X last night. I'm so happy. It makes me so happy. But yeah, so overall the story was brilliant. I love that we got to have Tobin Bell back in the movies. That's been a long time coming, that's just been really, really awesome to know that he was going to be in it. They brought back Amanda as a character as well, which I thought was brilliant. And I was very impressed with how they wove everything together. The end, guys, the end, it gets me every time. I love a Saw movie ending because they always know how to twist it and turn it in a way that you didn't understand. And this movie, I'm so happy. It took all the loose ends that they had created and wrapped them up. And even, while I was watching, I was like, what about this thing that set off the whole story? They wrapped it up. So yeah, I think for me, spoiler alert, obviously, now I'm going to maybe dive into some of the parts of the story. So for me, my favorite game was probably the The brain one, that one made me so uncomfortable. It's not even funny. Yeah, my stomach and my brains were definitely churning, and we're like, this is uncomfortable. This is hard. But yeah, there was definitely, some intrigue there. And when you realize that he's been double crossed, yeah, they messed with the wrong person. I'm sorry. These people, they want to do these underhanded things. You cross the wrong person, retribution's coming for you. And yeah, John could have gone to the cops, but we all know John Kramer likes his retribution done his own way. Yeah, and I thought it was very elaborate, very clever. Very, very good movie. It's definitely in my top 3, 5 ranking. Top 3, top 5. It's very difficult for me to rank them. But yeah, let me have a think, and let's see how we can rank these. And then just before I go, I have basically deliberated about this for hours. I don't know. It's a very difficult thing to do. So I'm going to now give you my top 3 movies in the Saw franchise that, because I've now watched the new movie, things have shuffled around a little bit. In first place, I think still remains Jigsaw. Yeah, this one sort of has a special place in my heart because we get to see a younger, maybe a more soft version of John Kramer. So for me, that's, that one's a winner. And I love the games in that movie in particular. This one had some good games. Then second place has to be Saw X. It's just brilliant. So yeah, second place is Saw X or Saw 10. And then in third place, now some people might give me flack. I don't care. They directly say John Kramer's name in the movie, so it's part of the Saw universe. And that is Spiral. I enjoyed Spiral. And, to have Chris Rock play such a good, evil, dark, twisty character was very different. I mean, I don't know about you, but I grew up with him playing Marty the zebra in Madagascar. So for him to go from something lighthearted and cutesy, him playing in Spiral, and then I know he also did a season of Fargo. So for me, he's just got his own dark and twisty side to his acting now, and I really enjoyed him in Spiral. So as well with Samuel L. Jackson as his dad. Brilliant. The story there, absolutely amazing. And I would love to see him in another version or another movie. Perfect. Yeah, so that's my top 3. It does change, but yeah, I think that's my firm favorites. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your favorite Saw movie is, if you've watched them, or if you haven't, let me know if you haven't watched them. But yeah, these are my favorites, and they are going to stay my firm favorites. There isn't really anything else that replaces them for me. So yeah, thanks everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.